Life is full of synchronicities these days, more so than ever before from our experience. Our videos 32 and 33 bring up the inner critic and how these inner voice and thoughts are something external from us, fire soul fragments inserted into our DNA by the overlords, implants we then inherit through our ancestry. We could define it as a virus if we wish, because it fits the definition. Recently, Ariel and I have experienced quite a few astonishing synchronicities. A few days ago, I was still in bed while Ariel was upstairs starting her day. Separate from each other, we both, at the same time, felt the urge to review James Mahus of the Wingmakers interview with Project Camelot from 2008. So I eventually got out of bed, and she had already started reading it, unbeknownst that I had the same idea. We had not even mentioned the Wingmakers to each other. See description box below this video for the URL to this interview. Although, as the reader of the WPP Level 1 know, I am not endorsing the Wingmakers material in full. There's a lot of very profound information in there, but there are also things I don't agree with it. But that's my own opinion. James talked a lot about the human mind system, HMS, in this 10 years old interview, and how the mind is controlled by the Anunnaki, AIF. We find this info very accurate. He also talked about that this construct, matrix, has layers upon layers of obstacles, which makes it difficult to exit. There was also additional information that led us to the following insights. Ariel and I are very firm about following spontaneous ideas and synchronicities and take them seriously. They are cues that there is something we need to look into. The next realization we had, following upon what we read in the Wingmakers interview, was the nature of the inner critic, which we then put in context based upon what we knew from previous insights and the WPP. This resulted in our videos 32 and 33. Video 33 was posted yesterday on July 1, 2018. Later that night, we watched the TV series Westworld Season 2, Episode 8, which was very fascinating, and in our opinion the best episode they've made up to this point. We haven't yet watched the last 2 episodes. This series is all about a metaphor for the construct, and afterwards Ariel and I started talking about Enki and his mindset. We used our empathic abilities to put ourselves in his shoes. Wouldn't Ford's, Anthony Hopkins, manner and attitude fit Enki exactly? Thus, like we often do, Ariel and I expanded on this and put it in context with what we already had concluded, and we came to additional insights about the Matrix being a computer program. However, this is a subject for the next video. Lo and behold, this morning we woke up, checked out a few things on the internet, and what did we find? More synchronicities. Some viewers might be familiar with Lisa M. Harrison's research and her YouTube channel, URL in the description box below. Among other things, she has been contacted by an entity who mainly communicates with her through her computer. Lisa calls this entity Lilu. Some people who hear this might think it's AI, the alphabet agencies, or some prank, and there's always a chance that it is, but there are certain things in this information that is pertaining to Lisa that only she would know about. However, regardless of who Lilu is, the information given to Lisa is very interesting in many ways. Lisa posted a video this morning, which is totally in line with what Ariel and I posted in videos 32 and 33. She also talks about a virus that was inserted into us to control us, and she elaborates on this in a very similar manner that we did. We are quite confident that Lisa did not watch our videos. As if this wasn't enough, We also visited the forum this morning, belonging to a person who used to be a long-term member of the West Penry Production Forum, which is currently offline. This forum is owned by a person whose forum name is Myron Lang and is called Theories of Life, URL in the description box. Myron writes, and we quote, "It's amazing and encouraging to me that I was able to read Wes's recent work, Video 32, and JVP's, short for John V. Pennella, new upon request section. I got access just a couple of hours ago. The two materials I've read was in total sync. It's awesome. Basically, Wes's inner critic is totally against us, and Pennella was actually saying the same thing in his writings, the section I was reading. Exciting." End of quote. See description box for Pennella's website. To clarify, John Pennella is a researcher who, just like me and Ariel, has looked into the entire picture, including the gods. I read his free ebooks last year, and I found them quite profound. Pennella has a slightly different slant on this, but it doesn't matter the least. His message and conclusions are very similar to those we have come to. We have yet to read Pennella's new material, which Myron is referring to, but if Myron is correct, and I believe he is, Pennella has come to a very similar conclusion as Ariel and I. So what is happening here? Not only does it seem like different researchers are on the same page on this, but for some reason Ariel and I stumble upon these researchers' work immediately after we have come to our own specific conclusions, as if the universe wants to give us confirmation on our insights. We should also add that both of us have seen a lot of synchronistic numbers recently, such as 1010, 1111, and so forth. In the WPP, the 100th monkey syndrome is discussed. For those who don't know what this is, please look it up in Wikipedia. Personally, Ariel and I believe that this is probably what is happening here. There are many people searching for the truth right now, and at one point we connect on a vibratory level, and we start looking into the same things, but using different terms for the same thing, depending on what our background research might be. If this is the case, it's very exciting, and it means that more and more people are connecting and creating an effect. This is very good news. This brings us to another very important issue. As mentioned above, different researchers have reached the current point in the research based upon their background research. There are many paths one can walk and still end up with the same conclusions, and this is excellent in itself and gives even more credibility to the outcome. What is imperative is that we can't hang up on words at all, and we can't hang up on the personality of the person behind the research. We must let the work speak for itself. Otherwise, we are completely reacting from our subconscious mind rather than applying critical thinking with our conscious mind and listening to our heart. We can't emphasize enough how important this is, and it is of no consequence how the researcher came to the conclusion as long as the conclusion resonates. If you feel that any given information hits you right in your heart and on a soul level, and you get aha moments followed by excitement, you can rest assured that you've stumbled upon something that can be life-changing and resonates with your inner truth. This is also true with Ariel's and my research and insights. We hope the reader will follow their intuition and feel out the information in a literal sense. How does it feel, and how does it fit in with what you already know? There are two main ways of doing research, in my opinion. The first is to be scientific about it and collect data that either supports or rejects the idea or theory. Can it be backed up with references? This can often be an important part of the research. The second is the intuitive research. How does it feel, and how does it fit in? In our field of work, Not everything can be backed up with references, but that doesn't make it less valid. Each person has to follow their own heart and soul intuition. These two methods combined are very powerful.